All-time highs, will it last? All right, let's talk about it. The stock market just did it again. This week, the S&P 500 punched through to a brand new record high of 7,700. It closed above 54,000 for the first time in history. And the NASDAQ ripped nearly 3% in a single day. If you're keeping score at home, that's 23rd all-time highs for the S&P this year alone. 23, that's a big number. So everybody's feeling like a genius right now. Some of your 401ks look great. Your buddy who bought the AI stocks and won't stop talking about it. And the question on everybody's mind is the same one I get in my DMs every single day. How long is this going to last? How long? And here's where I've got to be honest with you guys, because that's what we do here. Records are exciting, but records are not the same thing as cheap. Right now, the market is trading at some of the richest valuations we've seen in decades. By some measure, near historic extremes. And when things are priced this high, here's the thing nobody wants to hear about the market. Nobody wants to hear is there a crisis? Is there a need to pull back? It's just nobody wants to be disappointed. If the Fed cut rates like everyone expects, great. The party keeps going. We're all having fun. But if inflation stays sticky or those cuts don't show up, one bad headline you get, it's an outsized reaction. That's why many people don't feel like this economy is blossoming. So today, I want to walk you through 3 things that actually is driving this rally, where the real risk is hiding. What you should be doing right now with your money, and let's get into it. So this is Netflix. I've been bullish on Netflix for a while. It hasn't panned out like I've wanted to, but as you could start seeing that Netflix is starting to see a pullback here. If you look at this line right here, it's almost at a place where it was before in July of 2024. You start seeing that this could be a place where it could bounce. If not, it's going to keep falling down. I am still bullish on Netflix, but with this market downturn, there's many stocks that seem cheap right now, and I like that. But I'm also cautiously worried about this economy. I'm not bullish on what this administration is doing right now. I don't feel like America is great again right now. I'm not trying to pick on one side or another, but the economy speaks for itself. Inflation is high, and that's what's driving the high prices or what's making things seem like all-time highs. This is a warning for many of you guys. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. We're going to be looking at the S&P right now. It's, again, making all new all-time records right now. The S&P 500 continue to defy the odds today. NASDAQ kind of struggling just a little bit. It had a nice pullback. I got out of the queues 2 days ago. I had the nice run up. I caught a little bit of it. And the Dow Jones right here, again, the Dow Jones has finally joined the party. It's almost back to where the NASDAQ and the S&P have from this V-shaped recovery. If you see this, it was on this neckline right here for quite a bit. The other indices like the NASDAQ, the Russell 2000, the S&P have like skyrocketed. And the Dow Jones right now has just really taken off. NVIDIA is a big reason why, and many other good stocks. And you're starting to see a lot of stock rotation in the stock market right now. We're looking at Apple. Many people who have been doing the stock rotation have been putting their money in staples like Apple, and you're seeing that right now. Apple has had a little hiccup in the last couple of days of trading, but generally it's been trending in the upside. There is a big gap down. I expect it to fill if the economy takes off, Apple will be one of those that could see a movement to the $500 range, maybe $600 range by the end of this year if the stock market takes off. If the stock market does have trouble, you could see this stock dropping down to this level right here to the 246. If that's a level that might be enticing for several big institution investors that like Apple. Tesla, again, this is one that I have been out of Tesla. I've sold my positions months ago, and this is one that I made a video a couple of weeks ago that if Tesla does fall, it was going to fall in this range. I wish I knew this about every stock, but it's just I trade Tesla so much, and I am glad that I'm got out. Could this give a phantom rally to the upside? The answer is yes. I don't know what's going to happen with Tesla, but I'm not bullish on Tesla in the electric car industry. I really think that this company will be absolved by SpaceX, and that's my opinion. It's just the electric car is this. Elon Musk has too much competition. Tesla is not the darling that everyone once had. It was the staple, it was the standard. But you're starting to see where politics has changed and where you're seeing China's cars are coming in here cheaper, faster, and even in some cases better than many of the American-made products. You almost have to look at the 80s when Chrysler, Ford, Dodge just really made a lot of trashy cars. That's what led to the invasion of Japanese-made vehicles, Chinese-made vehicles, Korean, so on and so forth. So we're seeing Tesla again. I could see an upside. I'm not that bullish on Tesla anymore like I was. This one's going to be taking a break. Netflix. I love Netflix. If you're a long-term buyer, you have to look at the PE ratios. You have to look at what this company is doing. And you almost have to see that Netflix has gotten beat up because it didn't get some of those sports rights to the UFC and a lot of other stuff. So Netflix is going to have to compete like every other company here. I want to take a look. Micron Technology down again. This stock right here concerns me. This stock really does concern me. If we have another downturn in the AI industry, I could see this stock going back to the $450 range. I'm almost tempted to play a long-term put on this stock right here. I don't like it. It's had a nice run up. I almost feel the same way about this stock as I do for AMD. And these stocks have had just a precipitous run up. And you're starting to see where people are just taking profits, which I would. And you have a lot of people that are over leveraged on these stocks, margin calls. And this is not just people who do options, it's people who own stock. If you got into Micron and you bought stock and you bought on margin, you're suffering right now. And we're going to start seeing that a lot of people are going to dump AI stocks. I am cautiously trading AI stocks. It's just too many variables. And right now we have to look at that the AI play is almost a 50-50 play. NVIDIA's the leader. I have NVIDIA in my daughter's custodial account. But one thing that we have is, this is like we're playing blackjack. And it's either you putting all your chips on red or all your chips on black. And that's where AI is right now. If you're right, you're going to do well. If you're wrong, you're going to lose it all. That's the challenge with AI right now. It's the same thing with crypto. And the United States is hanging their head on what will this economy do with crypto and AI. That's why when you're biblically based, you're sound in wisdom, you use what God has given you, which is numbers. He's taught us how to count. The children of Issachar, they knew the times and seasons. And many people have to understand that the children of Issachar, they led by the Spirit of God, but they were what we would call like financial analyzers. They would be like statisticians. Think of it. They look at stats. They look at numbers. That's why the children of Issachar knew the times and seasons. Think of it. A farmer knows when he or she needs to plant. Every industry has good times and bad times, seasons where it's slow, seasons where it picks up. And that's where you start seeing that you use those things to see where the economy is at. And right now we are overbought. We are at all-time highs. And right now this war in Iran I don't think it's winnable. I don't know if there's a solution. We have been drugged out again into a war in the Middle East. Again, another war that has no solution. But NVIDIA right now is going to be the driver. If it is, we're going to do well. If it's not, good luck. This economy is going to take a big dump. Right now is this. AMD, I think it's going to fill this gap at 350. 478, you start seeing that that many people took a dump on this one. If this has a run to the upside, I'm going to cautiously perhaps play long-term puts on this one. I think it's going to fall. Or generally when stocks have a run like this, I mean, look at this. It just channeled for a year and a half. And then boom, we just had this nice ride up in literally a year. So this is something right now that look, in less than a year, we were in the almost $80 range, 97, and boom, we went to 500. That's a huge run. And they haven't done anything different. I like Lisa Su. I think she's an awesome CEO, but also I think this stock is way overpriced. So I'm looking forward to what's going to happen next in the stock market. What about you? We're going to be looking at what can happen in the next few days, and what happens really going to determine where the market goes. There are many earnings that are still happening right now. There's some big players that are still announcing their earnings. We're going to be seeing what the market does. There's many cautious optimism, but there's also cautious people who are skeptical that this stock market is going to really take off. You have a lot of people that are pundits that are saying that the market is going to take off in the next few years, but I don't see that. I'm looking at numbers, and numbers don't lie. Now, Michael Burry has still placed his short positions on many of the bigwig stocks like Tesla, SpaceX. He's mentioned that. You could follow him. He's talked about that. And I'm also cautiously thinking the same thing. We're way overbought. So hopefully the stock market will have some resolution to this, and we'll see what happens. Let's see. I'll probably have my popcorn to see what happens in the stock market. So talk to you guys next time. See you guys.